Hey everybody, welcome back to Spooky Sunday, Summerween edition. Yes, it is officially the first day of summer, which means, sunshine, sweat, and somehow also skeletons. Because today is Summerween, the unofficial little runway into October 31st.
And if you're normal, you're like, wait, why are we doing Halloween in June? But if you're our kind of people, you're like, finally, permission to be spooky again.
Exactly. Summerween is for anyone who keeps, a tiny dark corner of their soul reserved for fog machines, fake blood, and buying a candle called Haunted Attic at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
So today we're basically opening the vault. We're gonna get you in the spirit early, talk Florida haunts, what's been teased, what's still a mystery, and what you can start planning now if you're the type who, I don't know, schedules PTO around haunted houses.
Look, I'm not saying I do that, but I'm saying my calendar has possible scare night penciled in 8 weekends in a row.
And you, as your self-appointed South Florida Halloween expert, which you appointed yourself, by the way, you've been watching the local scene like a hawk.
Guilty. For the last few years, we've basically made it our mission to be your source for the gory, the gruesome, the grotesque, and also just the practical stuff. Like where to go, what's worth it, what might sell out, and what's a good starter haunt, if you're spooky curious.
Spooky curious is real. Some people want, hee pumpkins, and some people want, I just got chased by a chainsaw man and saw my life flash before my eyes. We respect both.
We do. So let's start with the big name down here. The headline haunt in South Florida. Fright Nights at the South Florida Fairgrounds.
The institution. The one you bring up and people immediately go, oh yeah, that one.
Right. Now they've been, I don't want to say quiet, but a little slow rolling announcements this year. But here's the thing. You could feel them out at the fair recently. Like their presence was there, especially with the pirate stuff going on.
Yeah, there were pirates everywhere. And not like, we bought these costumes yesterday, pirates. Like, legit performers.
Exactly. A lot of them felt like seasoned scare actors. So if you're reading the tea leaves, it's giving their workshopping ideas, it's giving bigger plans, it's giving Halloween 2026 is being cooked.
You're like a haunt detective.
Listen, we take what we can get in Summerween season. And I love this line we heard from Brad Kane, one of the longtime spooks over there, basically teasing that the Carnival of Creeps is rolling in soon and they're going to find you in the fog.
That is such a haunt person thing to say. Like, imagine saying that at a normal job. The quarterly report rolls into town and we will find you in the fluorescent lighting.
Horrifying. But yeah, Fright Nights has been leveling up year after year. They've added stuff that makes it feel more like an event. Like the RIP area, where you could do a more upgraded experience.
And Dead Ringers Club, right? That added this whole hangout vibe. Like you're not just sprinting from scare to scare, you're also decompressing, people watching, grabbing a drink, soaking up the atmosphere.
Exactly. It's not just intermaze, scream, leave. It's a whole night out now. And honestly, the design quality has gotten stronger. You can tell the production has been pushing harder. Sets, costumes, the vibe, like it's starting to rival the bigger name haunts you think of in Central Florida.
That's a bold claim, but I don't even disagree. Especially when you look at how much effort they put into the look of everything. It feels immersive.
Totally. And haunt designer Jeremy Schroeder had that classic invitation energy, basically like come out and enjoy the chills and thrills they're dying to see you.
They're always dying to see you. The undead customer service is unmatched.
Moving a bit down the road, Fort Lauderdale usually brings us Nightmare Village.
Usually. And that's the key word, because as of right now, not confirmed for 2026.
Yeah, and that's tough because Nightmare Village has been a really solid spot for people up that way. So we are, truly, crossing our undead fingers.
Undead fingers, regular fingers, toes, whatever it takes. Because it's nice to have options that aren't a million hours away.
Exactly. But if you're down for a drive, and honestly, a lot of Florida spooky people are, Central Florida is like the haunted theme park capital.
Yeah, Once you get into Tampa and Orlando territory, it's like you can't throw a candy corn without hitting a scare zone.
So let's talk Howl-O-Scream. You've got Busch Gardens in Tampa, and then SeaWorld in Orlando. And what I love about Howl-O-Scream is it's such a different vibe than the daytime park.
It's like the park takes off the name tag and becomes its true self.
Yes, you get haunts, scare zones, and shows, and the whole point is, when you let creative teams go full horror, it gets wild. Like suddenly a place you associate with roller coasters and dolphins turns into fog, strobe lights, and somebody sprinting at you in character.
And it works. Because the spaces are huge. They can do massive sets, big crowd flow, big energy. It's a whole production.
Okay, and then we have the heavyweight. The one people plan vacations around. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal.
The Super Bowl of spooky season. Like, if you haven't been, just know, it's intense. In a fun way, but intense.
And this year, we've got a major thing. Stranger Things is coming back, and it's tied to the 5th and final season. So it's not just, hey, remember this show. It's like the endgame version.
That's gonna be packed. People love that franchise. And it makes sense for HHN because the show already feels like Halloween, monsters, dread, small-town creepy vibes.
Right, and what's cool is it's developed with Netflix, so they're aiming for that authentic, you are inside the show feeling. The idea is you're walking through the most high-stakes moments, and you're basically caught in the middle of the fight for Hawkins.
So, emotionally stressful. Great.
And visually, they're putting you in iconic locations. Think Wheeler House, Hawkins Lab, a military base situation, and then of course you're crossing into the upside down and beyond that into even darker spaces.
Let me just say, if I'm walking through something called the Abyss, I'm gonna need a snack break. Or a hug. Or both.
And you'll be dodging demogorgons, all kinds of creatures, and yeah, Vecna, like the big bad, is not just implied. He's part of the deal.
Universal said, what if your childhood nostalgia, but make it traumatic?
And then there's the merch angle, because of course, they've already got limited release Stranger Things stuff, like a t-shirt, a mug with that 80s vibe, and even an acrylic figure that fits into this collectible display thing they're doing with other items from the lineup.
I love that they're like, here's a souvenir to remember the fear. Like a little trophy that says, I survived the fog.
And the lineup in general, we're still waiting on more reveals. That's part of the HHN ritual. Drip feed announcements, everyone theorizes, people argue online, and then suddenly it's August and your wall is crying.
Okay, logistics for people listening. HHN runs select nights from late August through November 1st. Orlando and Hollywood both have it, with their own start dates, but the big takeaway is, it starts before fall even really feels like fall.
Which is kind of the whole Summerween point, right? You don't have to wait until October. You can start living your best spooky life early.
But, not everyone wants to be hunted by Vecna. Some people want cute spooky. Like, vibes, candy, maybe a little haunted, but not, I can't sleep tonight.
And for that, we pivot to the House of Mouse. Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party kicks off in August, and it's basically Halloween if Halloween was friendly.
It's like, boo, but in a polite way.
Exactly. You get Halloween cavalcades, characters around the park, themed decor, lighting, music, and the Cadaver Dawn performing, which is always a highlight. And of course, treat stops. Tons of candy.
And that's the thing. Halloween doesn't have to be hardcore horror. It can be fun and silly and cozy. Like, you can be spooky and still be, you know, hydrated and emotionally stable.
Hydrated and emotionally stable, optional, but encouraged. But seriously, that's kind of the heart of it. Halloween is a chance to be playful, to step outside your day-to-day self, and let your mischievous side out a little.
So whether your vibe is Pirates in the Fog at Fright Nights, massive theme park horror at Howl-O-Scream, full cinematic nightmare at HHN, or Mickey Pumpkin Core, there's a lane for you.
And if you're local to the Palm Beaches in South Florida, keep your eye out. We're going to keep tracking announcements, confirmations, dates, all that stuff. Especially on the things that are still question marks, like Nightmare Village.
Also, If you know a local haunt or a weird little spooky event, maybe like a pop-up, a horror market, a creepy immersive show, tell us. We love shining the undead spotlight on stuff people might miss.
Yes. Consider this your official invitation to enable our obsession. Send us the tips.
Alright, before we wrap, quick Summerween challenge for listeners. What's one spooky thing you can do this week to kick off the season?
Ooh. Okay. Watch one horror movie you've somehow never seen. Or go get a ridiculous Halloween candle even though it's 95 degrees out. And just commit to the bit.
Or plan ahead. Like, open your Notes app, pick one event, Fright Nights, Scream, HHN, Mickey's, and start looking at dates. Future you will thank you.
And on that note, that's our Summerween kickoff. Thanks for hanging out with us on Spooky Sunday, Summerween edition.
If you liked this episode, share it with your favorite little goblin, or your bravest friend who claims they don't get scared. We'll test that.
We'll be back with more updates, more haunt talk, and more ways to make your year just a little creepier in the best way.
Until next time, happy Summerween, everybody.